Hi guys, so today I wanted to go over our overlapping object still life assignment and go over some tips for that as well. So let's get started. For our materials, we're going to need pencils, an eraser, a pencil sharpener to keep that pencil nice and sharp, paper of course, and a phone or a camera, and 2 objects. Okay, so of course with this we want to make sure that we have our 2 objects and that we have one in front of the other. So here you can see that I put this mug in front of the green vase. So you want to make sure that it's blocking the view of it. So just play around with how you want to put them. Think about your composition, and your shadows and everything. And then once you're all set, you're going to take some pictures of your still life. Alright, so just like last time, I want you guys to crop in on your composition, meaning that I want the objects in your still life to be nice and big like this. They take up most of the picture. And then again, remember that we have our cool filters that you can play with. The black and white ones are super helpful for finding the value. So, yep. So now I just want to go over some tips about drawing overlapping objects and depth and space in a drawing. So, okay, so here we have an apple. And if we want to put an apple behind it, one trick to making it look like it's behind is overlapping. Now, another trick that I'm also going to be using at the same time in this example is size. So if we imagine an apple and we saw another apple farther behind it, it would actually be smaller in our view, like this. So it would, when you see something far away, it would actually be smaller in the distance. Another way to explain this is if we had a stop sign on a road. If it was really close to us, we would see it really big, but if it was all the way down at the other end of the road, it would be a lot smaller. So this is the idea of this apple with the smaller apple again. So using this tip of size and then the tip of overlapping, we would be drawing the apple behind this apple like this, smaller, but then because this apple is in front of the other one, it will be blocking that part behind it. So you can see when I outline with the apple with the marker, that's what we would actually be seeing. The pencil part in the middle of the apple that's covered, we would not see. So another idea I want to go over is a placement. So as you can see with this picture I am about to be drawing, when we see an object farther away in the distance, so say this box, if we wanted to put it far away in the distance, it would be small and we would see it higher up and closer to the horizon line here. That's another thing we want to consider. One more thing to consider for overlapping objects is imagining the light hitting. So if the light was coming in the direction of this arrow, the light would hit the apple and block out the light from hitting the other apple behind it, so there would be a cast shadow. So this is something to consider when we have overlapping objects like these 2 lines. The one in front of it would block out the light and therefore would be a shadow. And you can see by adding that, we create the illusion of a 3D overlapping shape. Alright, so now I'm going to be starting. Again, I want you guys to draw out a cropped box like last time to put your picture in. So if you have your photo on your phone, use that photo directly. The edges of the photo should be the edges of your drawing, and then you can work with that same scale. So now I'm going to start my time lapse. First I'm starting off with my sketch like I always do, starting off with the big shapes, kind of blocking out the shapes within those shapes, working smaller and smaller, more detailed right here. So I'll let you guys watch me do that. Alright, after I have my sketch all worked out and I have it all measured correctly, then I start blocking in my values. I look for the big shapes and values, what sections are a mid-tone, what sections are a dark tone, a highlight, for example, and then I just keep working more and more in depth with that, like this. Remember those tips about overlapping objects. You want the object in front to cover up the one behind it. Higher up placed, it's a smaller size. And also I consider the values behind it as well. So have a good look at my time lapse. You can follow my process. And yeah, I hope this is helpful. Alright, so here's my finished piece. I hope this is helpful, guys. I plan on sharing lots of supplemental information during the week about these processes with demos and some examples. Thanks so much, and I can't wait to see what you make. Have a good one.